Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Praish Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. So, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 10, Divisions of Creation, and we have today text number 4, where now Maitreya Muni starts answering the inquiries of Vidura concerning the creation. The greatly learned sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, Brahma thus engaged himself in penances for 100 celestial years, as advised by the personality of Godhead, and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. Perfect. That Brahma engaged himself for the personality of Godhead, Narayan, means that he engaged himself in the service of the Lord. That is the highest penance one can perform for any number of years. There is no retirement from such service, which is eternal and ever encouraging. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamang Vande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyutapada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sakrachatam Saganarakuntang Vitang Tang Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Saitang Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganaraita Shri Vishakam Vidangscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good. So, yeah. Another name here for Brahma is Virincha. Very interesting. There's one verse, I think it's from the 12th or 11th canto, which Prabhupada quotes regularly, where there's also Brahma addressed as Virincha, and I could not so far find out what this name actually means. Yeah, sometimes we, in a language, at first, most people are not really aware of their own language. How does it work? What does it mean? Where words coming from? We kind of learn and use and don't think much about it. But language is a very interesting thing, and words do have a deeper meaning very often, and especially in Sanskrit. Like padapa, there's a word for trees. Trees are either vriksha or what is another name for tree? Anyway, I don't remember. But one name for tree is padapa. Padapa. And padapa means the one who drinks through the feet. Interesting. Pada is the feet, and pa means like drinking. So, like this, there are words which have more meaning to it. And so I could not find out, or was not researching so far, why Brahma is called Virincha and what this means. But here, of course, Brahma is again addressed. It's spoken about Brahma. And after he got instructed by the Lord, now he will again do some penances, tapa. Yeah, the word is tapa. Everyone knows this word, no? Tapa. Tapa means renunciation. And this is also the word what Brahma heard in the beginning when he was searching and he could not find any answer. He could not find the source of his existence. And then he heard in the ether this sound, ta-pa, ta-pa. And then he started renunciation, and then he could see the Lord. And he again now, he has to do renunciation in order to get empowerment for creation. So, tapa, divyam varsha shatam tapa. Divyam means like divine or of the gods. Divya means like divine or godly. And varsha shatam means like 100 years. No, not 100. Yeah, 100 years. So he will perform now tapasya for 100 celestial years. And one, from our calculation, one day of the demigods is 6 months from on our planet. Yeah? I think it was like this. Huh? I think, was it 12 hours or 24 hours? I can't remember. But something like that. How was it?
But the feeling of the days for them is the same as us?
Yeah.
So they feel a short time like us?
Yeah. The time is relative. They live... Often Prabhupada says that all living entities in the universe live 100 years. Okay. So in their experience is like that. So even Brahma, he doesn't think I live billions and trillions of years. It's kind of relative. Time is relative.
Because the distance.
Because the time is relative. So it's just amazing in one sense from our point of view. In one sense. So in that sense, it's not so amazing what he did for him, probably. But for us, it's like, whoa, great. And he is also said to be the greatest renouncer, the greatest meditator. Right? Brahma is the greatest in that sense. So, and now I want to speak a little bit on this tapa, the word tapa, and about the relevance also for us. And where do we find the most wonderful definition of the word tapa in the Bhagavad Gita? And now I ask you, great Bhagavad Gita scholars, where do we find the definition of tapa in the Bhagavad Gita? Actually, this is 6 verses long. It's only about tapa. It's rare that there is like a topic in so many verses explained in Bhagavad Gita.
The perfection of renunciation.
The perfection of renunciation, meaning the 18th chapter. The 18th chapter is called perfection of renunciation. No, but it's not an 18th. But you're close. You're almost there. Who knows? Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows the pain. You should read more Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada said we should know Bhagavad Gita like our pocket. And we should know Bhagavad Gita like a lawyer knows his law books. You heard this? So, it's in the 17th chapter. 17th chapter, verses 14 through 19. And I want to tell you this now. This is very interesting. So in this chapter, it's called Divisions of Faith. Many things are described, but mainly the structure of this chapter is like an analytical analysis of different aspects of spiritual life and according to the modes of material nature. Yeah? Krishna very often does that. If an Arjuna asks a question, and then Krishna says, it's not so easy to answer. You have to see it through the lens of the 3 modes of material nature. Like in the beginning of this chapter, actually, Arjuna asks, what about, because the 17th chapter begins where the 16th chapter ends. It's not always like this, but there's a nice progression. The 16th chapter stops with a verse like this, Shastra vidim utsricha vartate kama karata nasasitim avapnuti nasukam na param gatim. Where Krishna says, those who don't follow the injunctions of the Vedic scriptures, Shastra vidi, the instructions of the Shastra, utsricha, they give it up, they don't follow it, they ignore it, and they act by their own intelligence, so to say, by their own speculation. Shastra vidi vartate kama karata. Karma, they act actually by their own lust, by their own desires, by their own speculation. And Krishna says they will not reach anything. They will not become happy, they will not become successful, and they will not reach the highest goal. Yeah? these things actually should be the endeavor, or this should be like the objective of human existence. You should want to be happy, you should want to reach perfection, and in the end you should want to reach the supreme goal. But those who speculate, even though they want that, will not reach it. Like mogasha, mogakarmano, mogyagyana vichetasa. It's also said in 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that the demons who take shelter in asuric behavior, rakshasim asurim chaiva, it said, they take shelter in very demonic lifestyle. Mogasha, mogakarmano. Their asha meaning desires are frustrated. Whatever they desire, they will never reach it. I want this so much, but yeah, you can want it a lot. This is all you get. Mogasha, moga karmano. All their karma, their activities also frustrated. Mogasha, moga karma, mogasha, moga karma, moga jnana. And also their knowledge is useless, more or less. Yeah? So without the underlying devotion in the end, or higher principle or motivation, all endeavors are frustrated. So Krishna says that in the end of the 16th chapter, that if you don't follow Shastra is so important, because 16th chapter is what? What is the title of 16th chapter? What's called 16th chapter? Who knows? What is the topic of 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Am I on your case? Huh? This is 8th chapter. Huh? Ja, sag's auf Deutsch.
Die göttlichen und dämonischen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Surika, the demonic and the divine qualities. Daiva, Asura, Sampag, Vibhaga, Yoga. Yeah. So, and the major part of the 16th chapter is about the demons, right? So in the end, as a conclusion, Krishna says, okay, now I explain to you all the demonic qualities, and one of them is also that they don't follow Shastra, and they will not reach anything. So in the beginning of 17th chapter, because Arjuna is very merciful and very considerate, he wonders, okay, Krishna, interesting, they don't follow Shastra, but what about those who worship, so they are in one sense pious, but don't follow Shastra? Okay, I got it. You know, those who have karma karata, who are demons and follow their own lust, they don't follow Shastra, and they do whatever they like. But what about those who are not karma karata, who are kind of good, but don't follow Shastra? What about their faith? What about their religion, so to say? And then Krishna says, this is, you have to see through the lens of the three modes of material nature. It's not a one and zero answer, not black and white. Yeah, so and this in general, you have to understand, is an interesting concept of Shastra, especially of Bhagavad Gita, that life is not a dual in that sense. Of course, we speak a lot about dualities, yeah, the dualities of life. Krishna speaks about this also. But in general, life is more complex, and that there are not just two options, but now three through the modes of material nature, make it simply more complex, more considerate, more, in one sense, more scientific or interesting. So this is how the chapter starts. So Krishna will explain then about faith or worship in the three modes, and he speaks about food in the three modes. So many things he analyzes through the three modes. And this continues also in the 18th chapter. There are many, many things analyzed through the three modes, and it's actually very interesting to study that, to see what Krishna speaks, like happiness in the three modes. This is one of the, someone remembers what is Krishna saying about happiness in the three modes? Someone remembers?
You can be attached to the concept of, and the cycle of happiness.
But he gives like a more detailed, what is happiness in the modes? So what is happiness in goodness? What is happiness in rajas? What is happiness in tamas? Someone remembers?
In passion is sweet at the beginning and bitter at
the end. Yeah.
And Sattva-guna is bitter at the beginning and very sweet at the end.
Yeah.
And Tamaguna, they are happy and very simple activity. I don't know.
Yeah, in Tamaguna it's bitter in the beginning and bitter in the end. It's like nothing inside. Yeah, so like this. Huh? So very interesting definition. So, and Krishna speaks then also about, in the 17th chapter, because the chapter is called Divisions of Faith. It's a very interesting title also, right? Divisions of Faith, as Prabhupada explains it. Actually, the Sanskrit word, the original word, is like something like Shraddha Vibhaga Yoga, something. Tri Shraddha Vibhaga Yoga, something like this. But it's a Tri Shraddha, 3 ways of Shraddha, of faith. Yeah? So Prabhupada calls this divisions of faith. Yeah? So faith can be divided, different faith. So inside of Shraddha, of faith, or let's say like this, from Shraddha comes Dharma, a certain activity or karma. And if this is like a religious activity, there are different aspects of religious activity. There are different aspects of religious activity. Like you have prayer, you have renunciation, fasting, giving donation, this and that, right? They are inside of kind of a spiritual life, there are different aspects. And Krishna analyzes this in the 13th chapter according to 3 points: yajna, tapa, and dana. And this he goes through 3 by 3 also. Yajna, everyone knows what means yajna. Tapa, so we'll speak about tapa here because there's a renunciation. And dana. Who knows what means dana? It's like this dana here, there's a donation, yeah? Giving donations. Because these 3 are kind of, according to Bhagavad Gita, the main pillars of a spiritual life. If you want to live spiritual, you have to do some yajna, some tapa, and some dana. Especially for like a pious life. And for this, in order to do it right, you have to know what is the right dana, what is the wrong dana. What is the right tapa, what is the wrong, like this. So we should know that. So what I want to speak now is tapa, because in tapa, Krishna goes more into detail than in the others, interesting enough. Because he is not only analyzing it according to 3 modes, he is also analyzing tapa in sattva on 3 platforms of activity. On the mind, on the speech, and on the body. So he has not only 3 verses about tapa, but there are 6 verses, because then there's like an also summary verse. So, okay, okay. Singade Bhagavan Ki Jai. This is now like a little Bhakti Shastri course here. But at least we learned something. Okay, so first, austerity or tapa in sattva. He explained what is tapas in sattva, how is it defined. So deva, dvija, guru, brāhya. Pujanam, shaucham, arjavam. Brahmacharya mahingsacha, sharirang tapa uchate. So sharirang tapa uchate. It is said, uchate means said, it is said that shariram tapa, austerity for the body. So we have now austerity for the body, then we have austerity of the speech, and austerity for the mind. These 3, and he says this is in sattva, only in sattva, and then later on, what is in rajas and tamas. So deva, what means deva?
God.
Yeah, God or the gods, yeah. And dvija, what is dvija?
Birth.
Huh?
Birth.
Yes, but dvija, cha means like birth,
divine,
but
right?
dvija, huh? No, dvija. Who is the dvija? Prabhupada Verasana says dvija. What means dvi? What means the dvi? Dvi means like 2. Huh? Ja means born, second born, twice born. Who is twice born?
Brāhmaṇas.
Huh? Brāhmaṇas, exactly. So dvija means the brahmana. Why is the brahmana called dvija? Because he's second born through initiation, through diksha. When we get diksha, we're second born. And interesting, in ISKCON especially, I don't know, in other traditions maybe also, we are born and we are baptized at the same moment. Because you get born and you get a spiritual name. Baptized in Christian tradition means you get, you get some water on your head and you get a name, namkarana. So we get our namkarana with our diksha. Right? You get an initiation, which is actually, but in one sense we get name before, because in ISKCON we, interesting enough, splitted the diksha in 2 parts, in like first initiation and second. But technically the diksha is the second initiation. It's the when you get the mantra diksha. Technically, when you become brahmana, when you get the mantra, Gayatri mantra, this is Diksha. So the first initiation is anyway, it's a long topic. But in the first initiation, you get your name. So we get first the name and then we get born. The name before we are born. Okay, anyway. But Dvija means the twice born. Prabhupada says twice born. The brāhmaṇas are twice born. And Prabhupada says actually without being twice born, you cannot be a civilized human being. Because the first birth is a material birth by your father and mother. But the second birth is by your spiritual father, the spiritual master, when you get initiation. So the brāhmaṇas are called Dvija. Okay, then we have Guru. Deva, Dvija, Guru. Guru means?
Spiritual master.
Spiritual master, very simple. So, Deva, Dvija, Guru, Pragya. And Pragya means worship. So austerity for the body, Shariram Tapa Uchate. It starts with this line, Deva, Dvija, Guru, Pragya. This is austerity for the body. If you worship the Devas, the Brahmanas, and the Guru. Pujanam, Shaucham, Arjavam. And austerity for the body is to be clean and to be simple. Clean and simple. Isn't keeping the body clean an austerity? It's an austerity. No, it's an austerity. You could say, why take shower all the time? You know, once a week is enough too. Yeah, it's an austerity to keep the body clean all the time. Yeah, it's also an austerity to not keep the body clean. They're like yogis who don't keep their body clean, right? They have all the dreadlocks. Very muchi. Dreadlocks are very muchi. Nowadays it's very cool to have dreadlocks. But not so much because of the yogis, but more from Jamaica. No? Everyone has the dreadlocks now because they think it's very cool to be a Rastafari, which is actually completely tamasic. Super tamasic. They think they're cool. Anyways. And Arjavam means simple. To be very simple. To keep the body simple. Like now I regularly get questions on my channel, and some people contact me, what I think about tattoos. Recently also one guy again wrote to me, what do I think about tattoos? Is this okay? Is it not? Is it a sin to harm the body? And it's a big thing. It's actually in one sense a big thing, because now the whole world is into tattoos more than ever. And devotees are also into tattoos. I know so many devotees who have tattoos. I know many devotees who have tattoos because from their previous life. Okay, I understand that. But there are many devotees who get tattoos now as devotees. I know many devotees. I know even brahmacharis who are tattooed all over the body and regularly get tattoos tattooed all over the body. Very devotional, very nice artwork, yes, but so what about that? So in one sense it's okay, because we have statements in Shastra like you should decorate the body with the names of Krishna, you write with tilak the names of Krishna, or then you have this henna things, how is it called in Sanskrit or in Hindi? Henna? Is it called henna? Henna? Yeah. So there is something to it to color the body, right? Or even the stronger version, in some sampradayas, when you get initiated, you get a branding. Huh? You get the chakra or the conch, like in Ramanuja Sampradaya, some small branding they get when you get initiation. Yeah? They burn the body like this, to make it like an imprint, and make an imprint in the body, a devotional imprint. So from that point of view, why not make it a tattoo? In one sense. But from the other point of view, of course, it costs money, it's a waste of time, and it makes you very bodily conscious, because you want your tattoo that everyone sees it, isn't it? You wanna, very often the devotees want that everyone sees the tattoo, I'm looking cool or this and that. So it's a tricky thing. So I don't say yes or no, whatever. I don't have a tattoo. I never got a tattoo. My friends all got tattoos at that time, but somehow or other I was not into it. Maybe I had not so much money. Maybe if I had more money then, but so I was spared of that. So keep the body simple. in everything. A devotee is very simple. Like we shave like Prabhupada said, was asked, why are you shaving your head? Why are you shaving your head? Prabhupada said, because of cleanliness and because of simplicity. Hair is very intense, especially in Kali Yuga. It's said in Shastra that in Kali Yuga people think themselves very beautiful because of their hair. Yeah? And okay, for women it's okay, they have a natural inclination to want to be beautiful, they should be beautiful, okay, but also in a simple way. Also ladies, they should not have haircuts all the time, and like more this traditional long hair and braids and like this. But the ladies, especially Vaishnavis, should also not go into complete bodily consciousness and have every week different hair colors and cuts and all that. And men also not. Prabhupada liked it very much when devotees keep simple, clean. And he was interviewed once in this television show where this guy also asked him, why are you shaving your head? And then Prabhupada said, because of it's clean. And he said, nowadays people think themselves very beautiful because of hair, but we are against that. We are against that. I think something like this is we are against that. Like this is one of the missions of ISKCON, to not have hair. We are against that. People have hair. Look at all these people have hair. We are against that.
Shave all of them.
We all shave you all. We came to shave. We are coming after you. And it's interesting. It's interesting because it's true. And also for men, I remember when I was a devotee, I tried always to have somehow stylish hair. And it never worked out. Somehow it never fit. And when I became devotee, I shaved, I was, wow, this is my style. Finally I found it. This is cool. Yeah. A lot of endeavor went into the hair, right? To style the hair and some is long and short and this and that. Yeah, we know it. Huh? So keep the body simple in dress and appearance, and clean. This is austerity. And why is it austerity? Because the false ego wants that we are complicated, not simple. Isn't it? It wants complicated. And why? We want to be different than the others. So sometimes it's for devotees, it's like terrible to become a devotee, to run around in devotional cloth, especially, only this white dhoti, no individuality, and all the same. It's terrible. And they want to be different. So this is austerity. And then brahmacharya. This is austerity for the body. Brahmacharya. To be renounced in sexual behavior. Celibacy. Brahmacharya. This is a big austerity. It's actually said if you are brahmacharya your whole life, from birth until death, you go directly to Brahmaloka. Only brahmacharya makes such empowerment. Yeah. So this is a big austerity. And then ahimsa, meaning non-violence. This is also big austerity. Non-violence, Sometimes we are urged to hit someone and to not do it, and you're very great yogi. I don't hit you on the nose, I'm great yogi. Very renounced. So, Sharyang tapa uchyate. This is austerity for the body, according to Krsna. So if we keep that, we are renounced on the bodily platform. So, next one. Now it gets more subtle. A very nice verse. About austerity. Van mayam tapa uchyate. Austerity for the speech. And this is very interesting, because now we get more, it's become more difficult. The austerity for the body is already difficult, because the body has so many urges through the senses. But now austerity for the speech is, because speech is more subtle, so also austerity for the speech is more subtle, it's more difficult to control. Yeah, and then in the end we come to the mind, which is most subtle, so even more difficult. So what is now? Austerity for the speech, so meaning if you keep that, you're very renounced in your speech. And your speech is then in sattva. If we keep this, we have our speaking is in sattva. Anudvega karam vakyam satyang priyahitang chayat svadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. So first we have anudvega karam, not agitating vakyam words. Not agitating words. Yeah? Meaning no not agitating. It should be, our speech should be very gentle. And actually it's more defined also in the third quality, priya. Priya meaning it should be very nice. We should speak very nice words, not agitating, be very gentle. And satyam. What does satya mean? Everyone knows what satya means. Who knows what it means? Satyam. Satya. Yes, from the far away Puchari room, a call of truth. Yes, satyam. Meaning we should speak always the truth. We shouldn't lie. We should be very honest. Not very honest, we should be honest.
Truthful.
And isn't it that honesty is kind of manifested through the words, right? Satya is manifested through the words. It's kind of almost completely connected. Shouldn't speak lies at all. And some of us might have nice education through the parents and are like, to speak a lie, I must admit, I'm very grateful to my father because this is one of the things he taught me from as a small child, to always speak the truth, somehow or other. It's like ingrained. But in general, I think intuitively we tend to not lie. And I always am amazed by people who lie like that. I'm amazed, how can they do it? To speak a lie, like it's nothing. Because I knew people who are like that. They kind of everything they say is a lie. Kind of everything they say is a lie, and they are like so self-confidently lying. It's like it's they're like it's a habit, it's a disease almost. Yeah. So devotees are not like this. A devotee is truthful. Is not lying, even though it's bad for you, because sometimes we want to protect ourselves through a lie, because the truth is hurts or something. We should never speak a lie. It's a sin. Actually, the earth, Mother Earth says, I can bear any kind of sin, but I cannot bear lying. If someone destroys satya, it destroys the truth. So much can be said about this, the truth. Satyam vichayate. What is it? There's some shloka even. The truth will win. Okay, so and then svadhyaya abhyasanam, the practice of Vedic study. Svadhyaya is also the main quality for brahmacharis. Svadhyaya. If you look at it in detail, actually it comes also in the Yoga Sutras. Sva means the self and dhyaya means meditating. But it's always said svadhyaya means study of Shastra. Meaning through the study of Shastra you get self-realization. Yeah? So svadhyaya abhyasanam. Abhyasanam means like practice. So austerity for the speaking in satya means studying of Shastra. But more like this, it's not studying, it's also more speaking, because here's about speaking. We should chant shlokas. That's actually what it means. If you chant shlokas, your speech is renounced, it's pure, it's in sattva. So we should chant many shlokas, especially shlokas. Or give a speech like this, or preach.
Krishna Katha.
Yeah, Krishna Katha. Speak to others about Krishna. Go on book distribution. When you're on book distribution, your speech is completely pure. According also to this definition. Yeah. So, very powerful. Very powerful. So, and then in the end, we have tapo manasam uchyate, renunciation for the mind. And this is also very interesting. How your mind can be renounced. Because we should be renounced. The devotee should be renounced in any regard. We should be simple, we should be renounced, we should dedicate all our life and energy for Krishna. And the opposite of renunciation means self-gratification, sense gratification, and self-gratification, meaning entanglement in Maya. So mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atva vinigraha bhava sankshudya iti-tat tapo manasam uchyate. First, mana prasada. What means mana prasad? Mind prasadam, to eat only in the mind. No, it doesn't mean that. Mana prasadam means satisfaction of the mind, manaprasada, being satisfied. Because a rajasic mind is never satisfied. More, this. That's not okay, this is not okay, it's too cold, it's too warm, food is too cold, too warm, food is too spicy, food is too sweet, too oily, too renounced, not enough sugar, you are not okay, you are not okay, you are not okay. To say, no, everything is okay. Everything is okay. This is renunciation for the mind, because the mind is always agitated. And to unagitate the mind, this is renunciation. This is sattva. Manaprasada. Everything is okay. No complaint. Even though you want to complain. Especially, I want to complain. This is not okay. No. Everything is okay. Because what is not okay are not the externals. What is not okay are the internals. What's not okay is not the world, the others. What's not okay is yourself. This is not okay. And we kind of project it in everything else. Because we don't want to admit, I am not okay. It's your fault, and this is the fault, that I am not okay. But this is wrong. You're not okay because you're not okay. So manaprasada is the solution for that. Means it's okay. Everything, in mind, satisfied. Everything is okay. Sattva. Saumyatvam, meaning being without duplicity towards others. Prabhupada says, being without duplicity towards others, or it means also simplicity. The mind is very simple and not duplicitous towards others. Also, in that sense, honest. Thinking very nice about others. No judging, unjudgmental. Then mauna. Mauna means, Prabhupada translates here as gravity, but mauna means also silence. So in that sense also silence in the mind. Completely agitated, silence, gravity, peace. This is the duty of any yogi, and also for the bhakti yogi, right? We should have a controlled mind. And a controlled mind is a mind which only does what you like. This is a controlled mind, which does only that what you like. You control the mind. You control your thoughts. You control your emotions. You're the master of yourself. Selbst beherrscht. Herr deiner selbst. The Lord of yourself. Atma vinigraha means self-control. Okay, here we have it. Atma vinigraha. Atma vinigraha. Self-controlled. So we have to know the standard for this control. We have to know where we should reside with our consciousness, how we should be. And whatever else, whatever happens, what is not according then to our ideal mindset, we can control. Like if there's anger coming. You understand? Anger is not my ideal. I don't want it. No anger. Except if you need the anger. Sometimes you need the anger. But you can only use the anger if you can control it. Yeah, like the Zauberlehrling of Goethe, who was making too many, how to say, Zaubersprüche, mantras. He spoke too many mantras, and then in one line, and this is the ghosts I called, I cannot get rid of. Ja, die Geister, die ich rief, werde ich nicht mehr los. So we should know how to use anger. Prabhupada used the anger. So he could control it. So anyway, we should be careful. Atma vinigraha. So and in the end, bhava sangshuddhi, purification of one's nature. These are the austerities of the mind. So purification of one's nature, or let's say like this, because in this purport there's one line I always like to quote, and with this I end, which is very, very, gives the whole, that what I explained now, a very sweet and practical touch and solution. Because now we would think, wow, this is so difficult. Austerity for the mind and speech and all what I explained now, so difficult. Yeah, it's difficult, but now Prabhupada gives a very nice solution, practical solution, which makes it very easy. So Prabhupada says, the more we think of sense enjoyment, the more the mind becomes dissatisfied. In the present age, we unnecessarily engage the mind in so many different ways for sense gratification, and so there is no possibility of the mind's becoming satisfied. The best course is to divert the mind to the Vedic literature, which is full of satisfying stories, as in the Puranas and in the Mahabharata. One can take advantage of this knowledge and thus become purified. This is the solution. The Prabhupada says here, very satisfying stories, no, not philosophy and or heavy renunciation, no. Satisfying, entertaining, spiritual stories from Mahabharata and Puranas, so which includes, of course, Krishna's Leela. And the one and only problem, that we don't use this most powerful kata, which would help us immediately, satisfy us, make us happy, ecstatic, renounced, solve all our problems. The one and only problem is that we don't have any attraction. The most wonderful thing is there, Krishna book, Krishna in his most beautiful form, kata, Krishna kata, and we are not attracted. We don't care. And so we are always agitated, unsatisfied, disturbed. Yeah. So we have to learn that. And this should be one of our duties. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your kind attention to this little spontaneous Bhakti Shastri course. Now you know about the tapas in sattva. Yeah? And these were 3 verses. Of course, it keeps on going then but we don't have so much time for this. So again, there are 3 kinds of tapas. Tapas for the body, for the speech, and for the mind. And we should be in sattva, so we should know, because it's very practical, how to control these 3 entities, elements, aspects of our material existence to be completely in sattva. To be completely in sattva guna, and then everything is alright. No? As it said here, mana prasada. Completely satisfied, everything is good. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Something to add? Yes?
Prabhu, right now I'm reading Srimad Bhagavatam, the prayers of Kunti.
Yeah.
That she is praying for still having calamities and other kind of miseries in her life, because that way she can surrender fully to the Lord, because in that unauspicious situation she can pray and then get relief from her miseries.
Yes, so?
So I was thinking that when you really are disturbed, when you are in trouble, you take shelter in the lotus feet of Krishna. Somehow or another, when I feel like you are good, you feel satisfied, then you just got fat. I don't know if it's the right way to express it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, that might...
Like lazy, or maybe you feel so nice that you even forget about Krishna.
There are 2 factors or 2 motivations which we have, or which we should use to surrender to Krishna. One is, of course, if we are in trouble, we should really surrender to the Lord. We are forced to. But the other one is out of pleasure. Meaning when you chant Hare Krishna and you experience a pleasure and happiness, you become actually grateful and humble. Thank you, my Lord, that you are gracing me now with happiness in my japa. Or I, especially on book distribution, experienced this. Very often devotees said, oh, if I distribute many books, I become proud. And I must say, somehow or other, for me, I'm happy this didn't happen so often. Not that I didn't distribute so many books. This happened also lately, not so often, but in the past more often. But when I distribute many books, then actually I became humble and happy because I saw Krishna arranged it. So out of a good situation, actually good situation, we should not become proud, but because we should become humble, that we understand this is Krishna's mercy. So out of happiness of the good, also you can surrender and think about Krishna and be humble. I think this is not so difficult. Right? And we should be happy. We should be happy. Yeah. And we should block our happiness because of pride or something like this. Stupid.
But my question is like, maybe you can be very full Krishna conscious, even not being happy, or even the demons can attain Krishna.
Demons cannot attain Krishna. Anyway, this would lead now a little bit too far, but to make it short, when you're Krishna conscious, you're happy. Prabhupada said, if you're not happy in Krishna consciousness, you do something wrong. Happiness must be there. Must be there. It's said here, satisfaction and happiness, Ananda. We are full of bliss. So we have to be happy. When we are not happy, we do something wrong. Happiness, bliss, this is our nature.
I say the other thing, like, because when some demon has,
no demon reaches Krishna.
Because if Krishna arise, for example, and kill the demon,
this is different. This is Krishna's mercy. But the demon got not into Krishna because of demonic propensity or demonic qualities. It's not that through demonic qualities you can become Krishna conscious. It's only because he happened to meet Krishna and Krishna killed him, and because of the killing he became purified and became Krishna conscious, or went in the spiritual world, or brahmachoti, whatever. But it was not that his demonic qualities brought him to the spiritual world. It was that Krishna killed him. These are two different reasons why he became uplifted. Yeah. So, no, we should have good qualities, definitely. Yeah. Very good qualities. Good. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Haribol.